It's 5:15 in the morning, and I'm already thinking of the whole house tour video that I'm going to be putting together for you. I'm also creating my list of things to work on and accomplish today, which includes editing the video for the house tour. And even though they're messy, you're even going to see the attic and basement. We've been working on them and purging some things, but I like to call it the storm before the calm. I've got this under control, I think. Now, while it's still quiet in the home, let me show you what I'm working on for what we will now be calling the breakfast room. This is the space that we were going to have it as our pantry in our tavern, and I'm going to tell you in one of the next videos where I'm also going to be showing you some of the wallpapers that I'm looking at for this space, why we've decided to turn the room into something a little bit different. But I can't wait. This is actually a fabric that I love from Brunswick and Fee. I'm going to grab my coffee and head up to the office just to quickly check some email and work on some of the smaller projects on my to-do list before my actual work day begins. And you can tell it's early because usually this part of the hallway is drenched in sunlight that comes in from the eastern windows, and I love it here. I've already was up, turned on my lights in the office, and put on a little mini heater. It's so warm and cozy in here. I don't mind sitting and working at my desk when it's cold outside. I actually forgot that I brought one of the wallpapers upstairs that I liked for the new breakfast room, but comparing it to one of the others that I like, I'm not quite sure about it anymore. And I liked the green in this fabric. Over on my inspiration board, I have some colors that I'm working on for something I have planned in the future. It includes ribbon and actually a top to a cinnamon container and a pencil. They're all the color green that I like. It's even in the bee wallpaper. Trust me, the best is yet to come. This is a wine label I liked. I had to buy the wine for the label. The browns will be the inspiration for a future design project. Now, part of this house tour video will be walking around the house for a final check before the realtor arrives. But first, I think there's someone that wants to come inside. One last check here in the kitchen. Everything's put away. The dishes are in the dishwasher is running. I gave the floor a good sweeping and I went over it really quick with a Swiffer, and I think everything in here is all set. Over a year later, I'm still loving my oven with the French doors. One thing I'm still looking for in the kitchen, other than ordering it online, is a rectangular stainless steel wastebasket. I had one here, the top broke, and the only ones that I'm finding that are the right size and style have an electric eye for opening and closing, and I think that would keep going off with Willow. And luckily to the painting project that I shared with you the other day, everything's neat, tidy, and clean here. I'm still loving these English swivel chairs as well. I already told Ben that when we sell and when we move, these chairs are coming with me. And he's like, well, what if they offer a good price? Nuh-uh. I could never get these again for the price I paid. I paid $45 each. They're $900 each retail. Now for the breakfast room, and I'm saying that with air quotes around breakfast room. I really wanted this as the pantry slash tavern, but the more we thought about it, we'd be putting about 15,000 or so into this butler's pantry, and we decided, what if we did find a house sooner than later and the cabinets were still on the delivery truck? So we're making it easy on ourselves. I'm going to wallpaper, find a beautiful sideboard, a smaller table, and be done with it. Now here's a decorating tip that I used to share with my clients. Take a photo of your room and look at it. You see things that you don't normally see, just like right here. I did not notice that I left one inkwell and one of the floating glass balls after I was moving things around until I started to edit this video. I'm still loving this corner cabinet that I found at a consignment shop, and unfortunately, as of I think last month, that shop is no longer in business. And here on the table, the rose hip wreath that I made this past fall, it's still holding up beautifully, and the color is really, really nice and rich still. Now at this point, I had already taken off the blankets that we have on the sofa for when Willow is resting, because yes, she is spoiled, but I have to fluff the pillows, and this sofa is constantly shedding feathers, so I find them everywhere. And then I need to teach Willow to pick up her toys. I'm always putting them away. She gets them out, and she never puts them back. I think I can show you what I mean. We actually get a great joy of watching her go into her basket and pulling out toys one by one. It's not so much of a joy when I just put them away because I have company coming. She's so fresh, she knows she did it and her tail's wagging. Now, I've been asked several times how I made these rods with the curtain treatments wrapping around. I will show you that at another time, but right now I have to fix these curtains. I took out all the candles in the window and I made quite a mess of them, so I'm just going to fluff these and get these nice and straight also. And then, of course, Scrabble. I like to have this out so we can play a game. I put it on the table, so we'll play a little bit of Scrabble later. And yet more feathers. While I was filming, I grabbed a few faux geraniums. I have no idea where I'm going to put them yet in the house, but I just needed a pop of color. And on my to-do list was also this crack in the middle. I know I mentioned it last year in a video. It was caused from the lanterns going up outside. They had to do a lot of surgery on the house to actually get them in and out and through because there was never lanterns there before. And then just out checking on my twig urns. Pretty soon I will have wreaths with birds on top of those for spring. Now let me show you the guest bedroom downstairs. Once this is one of the rooms that I have not touched anything in here. The furniture was brought in when we moved here, and that was that. I do plan on doing this room with the same colors as in the sitting room across the way. I'm hoping to make like a little suite so that we have the sitting room, the bathroom will also change color, and this room. They'll all have a nice cohesive look. And some trim I still have to paint. It was kind of out of sight, out of mind. I painted this bathroom when we first moved in. It's ready to get painted again. But I want to know, who puts the shower curtain in or out? I leave it out. I keep finding it in. Same as toilet paper, over or under. I was actually looking for these matches to work on another project. I have to remember where I put them down next time. But here's the sitting room. I do have a video started that shows the complete before and construction and what I did here. But once again, right now, all I'm doing is going to be fluffing pillows and just getting the room looking a little bit spiffy for our company. I miss seeing the Christmas tree in the corner there. Oh well. This is a chess set that I got for Christmas from Ben. He knows I like sparkly things. They're so pretty. And honestly, having this pretty set, it hurts less when I lose. When I cleaned up for Christmas, I decided to leave the barley wreath with the little tassel that I made. I just like how it looked. And there's my consignment items on top here, and I just like how this whole little vignette looks. At least I'm videotaping myself putting these matches down. Now I won't forget where I put them. Now I can already see an unexpected surprise ahead of me. It looks like Willow went out, came back in, and shook the snow off. And for anybody wondering, this floor has been fantastic with scratches and water stains. It's perfect. Some of you may have already seen this video clip, but Ben is in his office working right now, so I'm going to reshare this, and I'm showing his new consignment desk, the leather chair that used to be my dad's, and the new painting job that I did. People have asked, it's in another video, but I believe this is called New London Burgundy. So at the time of filming this part of the video, the realtor has already come and gone, and we walked around the house and I showed her things that I would be finishing and that we did complete. And she saw this wall and she said, "What happened here?" You know, thinking that we were fixing something that was damaged. And I replied, "I ran out of paint 2 years ago. So that needs to get done sooner than later." This black railing, both upstairs all the way down, was part of that day I was touching up paint that I just couldn't stop. I kept going and going, but now it's fresh and clean. Shall we check out the attic? Now before I show you my storm before the calm mess, this is what the attic looked like, all neat and tidy. The boxes were in one room or tucked under the eaves, so I just wanted to see the potential. When I first saw this space, I envisioned some sweet bedroom set with wallpaper. I could still do it at some point, but really, I don't think I'm going to do it right now. But it really is charming spaces. Do you remember this dress that I wore in the video about finding the owners of your old home or trying to date it and age it? This is it, and my mother made this in the 70s. Here goes. Don't judge me. What I've been doing here is pulling everything out, organizing, purging, donating. Like in the back there, I have a lot of my wrapping supplies. Those will be put together in one area. I also have over here some things from my store and things I'll be selling, like the roses I shared with you earlier. These will be on my online store at one point, but they used to be at my retail boutique, just like some of the towels I have from Peacock Alley, some perfumes, all kinds of things. In this room, oh my gosh, I went and opened up all my bins that are by color, and I decided to get rid of the things that I just don't want anymore. Part of my business in the past was doing a lot of corporate parties and cocktail parties, so I would always pull from inventory, and I have things here that I just don't need anymore. I love that the old doors are still up here. And this room also, I have more boxes and bins. This is where they will all be once it's done. Luckily, a lot of these boxes are now empty. I just have to put things together and make it nice and neat and clean. This pile is all of my Halloween and autumn, and it looks like a lot, but trust me, I did delete these. The unicorn house must have plenty of storage and easy accessibility to get to it. And there it is, I did it. And it wasn't as bad as I thought, but I'm a little embarrassed by the mess. Okay, let's head back downstairs. I have more rooms to show you. Then we'll go to the basement. And you gotta hold on here. This is a steep set of stairs and they're very tiny. All Alright, so here's one of our guest bedrooms and aka our exercise room. We put our hydro rowing machine in here. But before I forget, I had quite a few people ask why us Americans and more so why us New Englanders put beds in front of windows. And I'll go into that in detail, but one of the main reasons is there's no other place to put beds in these old houses. A quick overview of a room I shared last week. This is my stepdaughter's room. I have to paint it and finish that off. A bathroom that I forgot, and my office. And it's kind of true to nature. This interior designer did not focus on her own space first, but it is what it is. And yes, this is the dent that I was going to fix years ago, 2 years ago, when I also was supposed to finish painting the walls. But we're getting there. I finally finished painting this trim and we've been working on some other projects, so that will be done soon. And I am loving the new cabinet that we had delivered last week. It's just, waiting for more linens and towels, and it's going to be perfect. I had a lot of people ask how I attached it to the wall, and I will definitely show that in a soon future video because that is something that I always like to suggest. Now this space was one room. I split it. I created a hallway going to our master bedroom, and then I made a walk-in closet for us. This front space could have more closet if somebody chose to put it in, or they could take this wall down and have another bedroom. But we already have 6 bedrooms. I'm not sure why somebody would want 7, so I think putting a walk-in closet was key and a good choice for this area. My little makeup table is usually full of makeup. I did clean this up and I put it away in the cabinet. And then my shoes, for some reason, those are always fairly neat and tidy. So I'm proud of myself for that, but my clothes, not so much. I never hung anything on the walls here because my plan is to put up some wallpaper, but we'll have to see about that. As we head towards the master bedroom, I still need to have shelves built for this space. I was going to do it myself, but I have so many other projects that I need to work on. I'm ready to hand over my hammer to somebody else to do it. Not much has changed here in the master bedroom from previous videos, but if this is your first time visiting, here it is. And I don't remember if I've done a before and after of this bedroom. I know I have on Instagram, but we had a chimney going up the middle of the room. We had to move a wall back to fit our king-size bed, and we wanted the view, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But right now I'm just going to open the blinds a bit, get some daylight in. There's no sun out today, so I just want the room to be a little bit brighter. Now once again, while I'm seeing this in a video, I have a crooked lampshade. That's a pet peeve of mine when I'm doing videos or photos, but when I see it in a national design magazine, a crooked lampshade, that just irks me. And I know that sounds funny to some, but when you have a professional stylist doing a magazine shoot, please check your lampshades. Any other ladies out there have hot flash fans next to their bed? I don't know what I would do without it. I've been going through this for over 20 years. When does it stop? Please, somebody tell me, when does it stop? And I'm pointing at the bedpost there. We actually have to lift it off and put it on the floor when we're watching TV at night, unless we want to look through the bedpost. But what I'm also showing you here is this view. I love to lay in this bed, watch the sunset, watch stars, rain, snow. It's a beautiful setting. And for those who ask about this art over our bed, I found it at HomeGoods. The artist is Catherine White, and I have seen her work here and there at other stores, so it's still current. I bought ours about 2 years ago. And speaking of looking in the sky, do you see that up there? It looks like a UFO, just like people show in magazines. It's not a UFO. It's my light fixture from the ceiling, silly. These are LED lights that are very shallow, which is perfect for old homes, and I love them. I think they're so much better than the can lights, or some people call them pot lights. Now to some, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but we have a lot of new subscribers, so I thought I would share this yet again. This is our master bathroom, but it used to be a kitchen and part of it was a small bathroom. So where the tub is used to be a sink, where the sink is used to be a chimney and a stove and a refrigerator. And then over where the toilet is, that used to be where the toilet was, and there was a small sink and a very small shower. Once again, I've got all the little bath salts there and things that I showed in one of my videos. I really enjoyed designing the space, especially one on a tighter budget. I found the lights at a consignment store. They were from the Four Seasons from their remodel. I found the cabinet. It's Marilat, but I found it for $50 at a kitchen and bath supply store, and I just asked them to buy it and they said yes. So I had a new countertop put on it and I painted it. The shower stall, I wanted it fairly large, so I designed this. We also have the basket weave flooring, and in this corner here, my latest consignment find, a chrome and glass shelf I found for $25, and another consignment find, this glass canister. I realized it was the perfect size for a roll of toilet paper, and so I took out my cotton balls and I put the toilet paper roll in, and voila, it's concealed. So let's now go to the basement. This basement project that I'm going to share is something I envisioned as soon as I walked through the house for the very first time when it was for sale. I'm going to, of course, just clean this all up and paint it. We have not touched a thing in this section of the basement, but we did a lot downstairs, but things that aren't the pretty stuff. Down here used to be two very large boilers. We had to take the boilers out because we took the chimney out for the bedroom and the kitchen. I'll share more about that later because I'm going to show this project actually as a video. In these bags I have things that are going to consignment, and I have a broken chair there. This is the old desk that was up in Ben's office. It opens into a large square. I'm going to neaten this space up. I have to clip all of the ivy away from the window because it's nice and bright in here. And I'm going to paint these windows black. I always envisioned seeing this as almost like the inside of a greenhouse. So I'm going to paint the windows black. The walls will be probably white. I had that sink moved because when we put in this Weissman gas system, we had to move everything down. And this bathroom, I have never ever used it. It is working. The kids have used it, my husband's used it, contractors have used it, not me. But I will be wallpapering that to go along with my new garden theme area that I'll be working on. In this part of the basement, we have our brand new water heater, and I want you to see something underneath the fireplaces. There's actually an old millstone, and it's held up by railroad ties. So this was all redone and repaired sometime in the, I'm going to say, late 80s or the early 1900s. There's even a lock in the floor. We did pry it up. We didn't see anything under it, but I didn't think about taking out my metal detector. I do think that was just a joke that somebody was pulling on us. And in this space, what we have is a pool table that the previous homeowners left. I didn't want it there, Ben did, so it stayed, and it does get used every once in a while by the boys. And then my Christmas trees. So there you have it. Even though I have a lot more to do on our home, I just shared every unfinished room and every other room in our house, and it's now time for me to relax and think of which project's going to be next. Actually, I don't have to think about it because I did this to-do list to help me with that. Bye now.